Okay, so we can start off our kindness committee meeting. I think we'll start, I looked back at my handwritten notes from our last meeting just to remember where we left off since we haven't met in a couple of months, which I apologize. I appreciate your patience. It pained me to cancel our meetings because I love our committee so much, but I was just very overwhelmed. So I appreciate that you stuck with us, and I'm glad that we're gonna just get back into our rhythm now. So at our last meeting, we talked about doing a Kindness Rocks initiative, which we did do. And we did have people drop off Kindness Rocks at Town Hall, which was awesome. And we put some outside Town Hall, and then I brought some over to LYSB and put them on the stairs there. So I think that was a really cute thing we did. And yeah, that was fun. And that's something we can do, continue to do and do anytime because it's pretty easy. We talked about, so our kindness award, we did decide to give it to Teddy, but I never did that. So we could do that, have him as our August person, if that's okay with people. Is that okay with folks? Yeah, Missy's saying yes.
Here.
Can you someone just remind me, like, Teddy is from which, I can't remember.
Teddy's.
Oh, from Teddy's?
Oh, and it's Old Line Pizza Palace.
Old Line Pizza Palace, there we go.
Yep, Teddy's Old Line Pizza Palace. And he has owned it for years, like 25 years or something like that. And him and his wife are just very, people love them. You know, they're very loved in town and they're very generous and they help out whenever they can. And they've been giving, like to LYSB, they've been giving a gift card every week to help a family. I'm not 100% sure if they're still doing that, to be honest, but they were for like a long time during this shutdown. And I think that they help, I don't know, Jen, do you know? I mean, I just think that they offer to help a lot and they'll, you know, give discounts. I use them at work all the time and I'll be like in a program and he'll deliver even though they don't deliver, you know, things like that. Like he's just an all around really nice guy. And I think so. I think he's a good choice. That's my opinion.
Yeah. Okay. What's his last name?
Anastasio.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I'll look that up. I don't even know how to spell that. Okay. So we'll do.
You want me to tell you?
Yeah.
Okay. ANASTASIOU.
I was so close. Look, I wrote almost that whole thing just without the U. Woo. Okay. Thank you. All right. So we'll do Teddy for August. I think those were like the things we said we were going to do after that last meeting that we had. I have in my notes, we said like a scavenger hunt for the rocks, but I think we just landed on encouraging residents to make the rocks, drop them off here, and then we distributed them. So I would say that was a success. Okay, so then let's do our around the room updates. If each person wants to kind of say how things are going for you. I know especially LYSB and Jen continue to be really involved in helping people around COVID, but also now with the tropical storm. So just curious to hear from each of you what's going on. Jen, do you want to start?
Okay, I'll start from the back. Yes, we're working with LYSB for lunch distribution. It's the first year we've ever done it. You know, it's kind of a continuation of the food program through the schools during the school year. We give out between 40 and 50 lunches every Tuesday and Thursday. We decided to work with Coffees and Subway. So Coffees makes a meal every Tuesday, Subway makes a meal every Thursday, and we supplement it with food that we purchase, usually from Costco or Stop and Shop. And we're using the COVID relief fund to fund it, basically. And it's a great way to kind of stay in touch with people in the town and provide them with food. And we gave out masks yesterday too, so I think that's been really successful.
You gave out masks too?
Well, because the visiting nurses were at the polls giving out masks, so we gave out a few when
great.
the people came by for the food. So,
okay.
And I think we'd like to continue that next year. Of course, who knows what next summer will look like, but we'll have plans to do some form of lunch program next year.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's mostly my update.
Missy, did you want to add anything in from LISB? Actually, oh wait, I can go to someone else because you're chewing. Okay, Katie, you want to share with us what's going on with the library?
Sure. So we are still in renovation mode. I'm thrilled to report that the interior is mostly done, like 99% done. We're just doing punch lists, but we still do have people in the building, like construction crews in the building many days. But we are accepting returns. Our collections are back, so we are doing curbside service actively every day, 6 days a week, and that's going really well. The exterior construction is still on pause. We're hoping it'll start back up within 2 weeks or so, but that's still to be determined. And we're hoping in the weeks ahead to roll out computer use by appointment maybe, but we're still trying to navigate how to open this building safely and what the plan is. So that's still kind of up in the air. We have a board meeting next week. I think we'll hash out some more plans, but curbside's going really well so far. So that's something at least.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's great. I'm really excited to see what the inside looks like when it's all done.
Yeah. That's the number one. It's actually one of the things that's making us, it's making reopening a little more complicated because we're worried that so many people are going to want to come.
Yep.
Just to come, to see what it looks like because it's been, it's a big transformation. So we'll probably do some type of like tours by appointment type of scenario. But again, it's up in the air exactly how we're going to handle it.
Okay. I imagine once all the renovations are done, the library is going to have some kind of big, well, I guess depending on where things are, some kind of event, like reopening event, do you think?
I don't know. We had hoped to do a big, like, grand reopening celebration, but we're still, we don't, given that it's still in phase 2, I just think we don't want to encourage, big gatherings of anyone, which is really sad, but it's going to be kind of a gentle, wimpy little reopening, I think. Maybe next year, our founders, we do a Founders Day celebration in June every year, so maybe we can do a big, celebratory event next June. But I feel like we're in hurry up and wait mode.
Yeah. How many curbside orders would you say you get in a week? Like just totally estimate.
I'm picturing the tables we have out right now. I'd say there are probably, my guess is that there are like 60 orders on the table at any given time.
Okay. I was just thinking, what do you think about the idea of us asking folks to make kindness bookmarks, and maybe the bookmarks could be stuck in one of the books that go out for the curbside orders?
Oh yeah, that would be great.
That would be so cute, don't you think? Okay, I'll put that in the brainstorm.
And I can run reports. I can get you real numbers. It's just me, like I said, kind of thinking about what the table looks like.
Yeah. Okay. In Colchester, maybe a year or two ago, we did something similar where we made bookmarks with kindness quotes and stuff on them, and then the library let us go through and stick them in random books. So when people would pull them out, they'd find a bookmark. Mm-hmm. So I think that would work really well for the curbside. Just like a nice.
Yeah, I mean we've got a whole process where we package everything up. So if we just had a stash of those, we could, put them in randomly as we're packaging the orders.
I love that. All right, we're definitely going to do that. That sounds fun.
Okay.
Was there anything else, Katie, that you wanted to share?
I don't think so. I just feel very disconnected and out of it, but I know that most people feel that way. So, that's
Yep. That seems to be the normal feeling right now.
Yes.
Missy, it looks like you're done with your lunch.
So I've been working from home since March. Like I haven't been at OISB. So I'm not involved really in any of the, the lunches and stuff like that. But we're just trying to, I tried to do as many like virtual programs for families and kids this summer to have something for people to do. I did like a tie-dye kit with like, made an instructional video of how to tie-dye. And did that. We did like a virtual art class with some Flow Grizz. We did like weekly Lego challenges and a town-wide scavenger hunt, sandcastle building contest, like just all things like that, trying to get families, give them something to do and look forward to. So those pretty much have wrapped up and were, I think, pretty successful. I think people were happy with having some options to do with their family. One thing that people really loved that I think I'm going to do again and change it up was the town-wide scavenger hunt. So I did like 20 different places, like Lyme and Old Lyme, but each place kind of gave people an opportunity to have like a little event, like a little family thing that they could do outside, whether it was, I don't know, touring the sculpture grounds or going to the, taking the Hadline Ferry or something like that. The feedback I've gotten from people with that was that they like exploring the different parts of town. And, but that's really, right now, I'm just trying to figure out what the heck my fall is going to look like.
I'm curious about that.
Stuff like that. So I really don't know. I was going to actually ask you, Katie, like, are you guys at the library doing after school programming?
So at the moment, no. We just, submitted to Michelle our event schedule for the fall, and we've got a decent amount of like make and take type things planned, and some virtual book clubs and that type of thing. But honestly, I don't even know. One of the things we're trying to grapple with or plan for safety purposes is like after school, if the building is open, we can't have, the normal 30 to 40 kids crammed into the YA space. Like that just isn't a safe prospect. And so trying to figure out what to do and how to do it. But at the moment, we're not planning any in-person programming for the remainder of this calendar year.
Okay. I think we're going to do, I don't really know. I think our schedule is going to look similar, with things, virtual things or, online art type things. But I'm trying to figure out possibly doing I have an elementary after school program that kids take a bus from, and that's just not feasible. They're discouraging kids from taking the bus to school anyway. There's no way we're going to be able to run a program that kids are being bused to, but contemplating, toying around with the idea of doing an after school program, but basically weather dependent and all outside for middle schoolers.
Right.
They're outside anyway, normally. So I'm just toying around with that, but I think it's going to be hard to keep them. I just think when you get a bunch of middle schoolers after school that they've been kind of in masks and distance all day, I just fear for what outside, what happens, on the basketball court or what.
Right.
So just playing around with some ideas now, but as of right now,
we're in the same. Yeah. I have this image of them congregating all over town in giant groups sitting on each other's laps the way they normally do, you know, and it's going to be worse than usual because they will have been so restricted, like you said, all day long.
I agree with you. Yeah, it's really stressing. It's like stressing me out. Ideally, you know, logically you think like, okay, I could do something and they could be distanced and they could be outside. But then when you really, I mean, we know these kids and we know what they're like. And I think it's worse than ever.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's just their nature to like crowd each other.
Yeah. Yep. So.
Yeah, this is a really difficult period of time to know how to continue to offer programs and services, even to do kindness. It's a, you know, the things I normally do for kindness stuff you can't do right now because we have to socially distance and not just walk up to people, you know. So it's definitely a challenging time to work through creative ideas about some of this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But you're doing a great job.
We're all right.
Okay, Dan, your turn. Anything going on with the Lions?
Well, what you had just said, and the word of describing interaction being actually disconnected describes, I think, many of the activities in people's involvement, whether it be with school children or churches or organizations. We are, I think everybody is moving cautiously and trying to be careful in how to begin some kind of normalcy. It hasn't happened. We are in, very difficult, tentative, strange times. During the summer in June, we had a program at the town hall, maybe one of the last things that occurred there where it was shut down, and maybe it was during shutdown, but we did award for scholarship to the students who applied and qualified, and we had, actually, Michelle, you were there. I know you were because you were taking pictures.
I was your photographer.
Oh, that was one. We did get a chance to, and that's just the nature of the times. We're not interacting, and right now the Lions we're planning to have a meeting in August, and I'm fairly confident that we will not have a meeting or planning meeting in August. So at this time, I do not know or what our immediate activities will be, and it will in some way affect our organization. But we come from a position of strength. So what we need right now is to be able to figure out how to interact safely. Most of us are, our members are a variety of different ages, but I think that we all want to be cautious. That's basically, I think that's our organization at this time.
That makes sense. I think we're all just doing the best we can and trying to navigate this and figure out how to still be active and support the community. So I understand. That scholarship event was really nice, by the way.
It was typical of what we as Lions do. Next year's activity, as far as scholarships, I think we have to really plan how we're going to be moving forward with everything. everything that we do with all our the donations that we provide.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you everybody for letting us know what's going on. So we, just to move down the agenda, we have kindness awards on here next, which we already said we'll do Teddy for August. We did get one nomination. We have on our kindness committee page a way that people can nominate folks for the award. And we did get a nomination for Stephanie, the director of the senior center. So we can discuss that at our next meeting. And I'll send out to the committee whatever they wrote for the nomination. I didn't read it yet. So I'll send it out to you so you can read it ahead of time. I also did want to share that Jen and Mary from LYSB, they did get some recognition recently. Representative Carney picked them as local kindness heroes. So they were featured in his newsletter. They were going to go on his Facebook page, and when the legislature is back open for business, they're going to get citations from the legislature. So they really are heroes. They have done so much even before COVID, but especially during COVID. I mean, they have helped this community immensely. So I'm really happy to see them get some recognition for it. And I have to toot their horn.
No, I want to toot your horn because I want to say thank you, Michelle, because you really promoted that in the Facebook page for the town, and and made a big deal of it. So we appreciate that, and I really just do want to say that we have worked really well together as a community, and I'm proud of that for us being able to work in a small town, fairly small town, to really help people on all different families, elderly people who are by themselves. We work together, like you said, during the storm with the emergency management folks. So we really do try and take care of people. And thank you.
You do a wonderful job. So the last thing we have on our agenda is brainstorming. It sounds like we already have a great next thing to do with the bookmarks for the library. One thing I was wondering, and it's too bad we don't have someone from the schools on today. Old Lyme is going to do full school, right? Not distance learning at all?
That's plan as of today, but they're having a school board meeting tonight, and all the surrounding towns are going hybrid. So as of right now, as far as the parents know, right, Missy, it's 5 days a week in person. But again,
do you
that
know
could change.
Will they be, because I know some districts are having kids not use their lockers. Do you know if that's true here?
Not in the middle school, they said no lockers.
No lockers.
I don't
okay.
know about the high school, and there's no lockers in the elementary school.
I was just thinking, like, is there a way we could do Post-it notes again? Because people enjoy doing that, and stick them around the school as kids come back, so it's not just all like solemn and like glum when they come back, But if they're not using their lockers, it probably doesn't make sense to put them in the lockers. But we could put them in like classrooms, in the bathrooms. I don't know. What do you think? I was just trying to think of something.
Sign.
A sign?
Or a flyer. You could even make a flyer and print them out.
Yeah, just something like.
Remember the thank you frontline workers? You could make something similar, like welcome back Wildcats or something. I don't know. Wildcats are kind. I don't know. Something like that.
Yeah.
So maybe something more
And
that's
like,
oh, go ahead.
something, I was just thinking, going back to I think doing something for the students would be great, just because I'm sure some of them are going to be, scared, or just it's higher anxiety for everyone. But doing something, like if we could have something on the teachers' desks or something that's like, thank you for that first day.
That's a good idea. Teachers' desks, what could we do?
I mean, even if it's just a Post-it note, doesn't have to be elaborate.
Yeah, that's true. Just some like encouraging Post-it notes for them.
Yeah.
I like that. Okay, I'll touch base with the principals of each school to see if they would even be open to us doing something like this. And if they are, I'll reach out to our Old Lyme Kindness Facebook group, because I'm sure those folks, they did all those Post-it notes before. I'm sure they would love to help with both bookmarks and Post-it notes. We
I
have,
don't know. I mean, I'm sitting here thinking about this too, and would it make people feel anxious to know that someone had been in and touched their desk? You know, I don't know.
right. That's why I'd be curious to hear what the principals say. Even though we know COVID is not spread by touch now, but still they may be nervous about that. I don't know. I was just trying to think of like something, because it just feels like the kids going back to school this year, it's not fun for them at all. It's like so much, which is understandable, so much understandable restriction. So it would be awesome if we could do something, you know, I just don't know what that would be considering the circumstances. Remember that young woman, Katie, who had come to a couple of our meetings, and wasn't it her who had that idea about the pencils, like writing?
Yeah. Right? Didn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so Dan had talked to the Lions, and they were going to be able to donate pencils, which I don't know if that's still possible. And if it's not, that's okay. But we were going to like write positive words on the pencils, I think, and put them in the classrooms. But again, we'd be touching all that stuff. I don't know.
I know that, like, I mean, I don't know anything, but I believe that, like, Jen, maybe you can speak to this too. Like on the Zooms for the school reopening, they really talked about how they were gonna not allow any type of like personal, like teachers couldn't, they had to like go into the schools and remove any personal items, anything like that. All of that had to come out of the school. They weren't going to be allowing outside groups into the schools to be doing things. So I think at the very start of school, this is just my opinion, and I'm not sure, that they're going to be pretty strict about allowing anybody to bring any type of thing in.
Yeah.
Just because I think once you let somebody do that, you know, it opens the door, and I think that they want to be able to say to all the parents in the community, like, we are like not allowing any of this. Like, I mean, people had to remove like, I think teachers had to remove like picture frames, everything, you know, everything from their rooms.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
I know, like, my daughter's district, like, we're not even like bringing in school supplies. Like, all the supplies will be provided by the school. They don't want anything.
Oh, okay. That's interesting. Yeah. So we may not be able to do anything inside the schools. All right. Alternative idea. We had success with the past 2 videos that we did. We did one thanking frontline workers, one thanking teachers. What if we put together a back to school video where people could, you know, send in little supportive messages for the teachers and for the students? And that way people can watch that virtually. I don't know.
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah. Okay. We'll think about how we could message that. Video for back to school. I think,
The other thing I'm thinking,
yeah.
was if, you know, not everyone on the call, but many of us on the call have like roadside, like we're on the school route, you know, as people go to school. If some type of like sign in all of our yards or something, you know, a welcome back and kindness matters or something, you know, I don't know.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
That people would see, you know, as they drive or walk or however they're getting to school this year.
Signs for lawns. I guess this would be a question for town hall. Do we have any, I'll look into whether there's any town restrictions on lawn signs, because Colchester doesn't have any, but I think Old Lyme may.
They do.
We're in the historic district, so that's really what it would be, right, Michelle?
Well, some towns actually have ordinances that you can't have lawn signs at all. I don't know if that's true for Old Lyme, but I'll look into it.
We can
mean,
do
we had, like,
temporary.
Schools put up all the lawn signs for all the graduates and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I think that
Yeah,
I think
so
that there's like an unwritten ordinance about political lawn signs in town,
Okay.
but I don't think it's for. I mean, how would I know? I don't know, but that's just my belief. It's like people don't put up political signs in town, and that's
Yeah.
some type of like, gentleman's agreement or something like that. I don't know, but I think that the actual lawn signs, like I know, like all of the schools did it, and they're still up all over town. They did it.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
And there is an ordinance about signs, but it's temporary signs are okay. You can't put up like a permanent new sign without going through the appropriate channels. But
Yeah.
like for our book sale and everything, we don't have to get that approved. We can put it up on the street as long as it's temporary.
I love that idea. We would definitely need funding for that so that we could get ones made up. I don't know if anyone has funding available. I know Lions Club probably doesn't because they haven't been able to do their major fundraisers.
Yeah, I think I was picturing like homemade signs, like repurposing some lawn sign we had for something else and putting some poster paper on it and, nothing. I mean, obviously it would be easier if it were, mass produced and we just popped it up, but
Yeah.
we can homeschool it, at least at the library, if need be.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good idea. Are there any other ideas people wanted to share for now? I think, I think we need to be like gentle with ourselves because it is a stressful time and I don't want anyone taking on more than they can handle. So maybe we just stick with what we've already talked about, which is the bookmark idea. I'll look into maybe doing a video, asking people to put signs on their lawns. We're going to do our kindness award. I think those things are all more than enough for the next month, don't you think?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So for our September meeting, we'll be back in the groove of things. Kids will be back at school, and maybe that will help us have a clearer picture if there is even anything we can do with the schools. We can brainstorm more then.
Perfect.
Okay. Well, thank you everybody for your time today. I'm really glad we still got together, and I'm always here for any of you if you need anything. And I appreciate your service to the committee.
You too, Michelle. Thank you.
No problem. Have a good day, everybody.
Talk to you guys all soon.
Very nice meeting. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.